So you practice intermittent fasting, right? You've got your routine down, you're feeling great, and then you look at the calendar. Vacation, a dinner out with friends, and suddenly that solid plan feels like it's about to fall apart. How do you handle that without all the stress? Well, let's break down a really simple, flexible way to make it all work.
It's a classic situation. You've built this amazing routine, you're seeing all the benefits, but then real life happens. A vacation, a work trip, or even just a simple dinner out. All of a sudden, that disciplined schedule you've built starts to feel like this huge source of anxiety. It's a tough spot to be in, for sure, but it really doesn't have to be.
You know, the real issue here isn't about willpower, not at all. It's this pressure we put on ourselves, this all-or-nothing mindset. We get it in our heads that if we can't perfectly hit that 16-hour fasting window, then the whole day is a write-off. And that kind of thinking, it just creates guilt and stress, which is the absolute last thing you need when you're supposed to be enjoying yourself.
So what's the solution? It's all about shifting our entire approach. We've got to move away from chasing perfection and start embracing flexibility. Now, this isn't about just throwing all the rules out the window. It's about learning how to bend them just enough so you can actually enjoy your life without feeling like you've completely fallen off the wagon.
Let's just look at these two mindsets, side by side. On one side, you have that trap, feeling guilty, constantly staring at the clock, thinking your fasting rule is absolute law. But then look at the flexible approach. It's all about freedom. It's about understanding that a flex day is totally fine, that long-term consistency is what really matters, and, maybe most importantly, just listening to what your body is telling you.
And you have to remember this. Your body is incredibly resilient. One late dinner, one shorter fast, it's not going to undo all of your progress. In fact, learning how to be adaptable is the very thing that makes a healthy habit stick for the long haul.
All right, so let's get practical. How do we actually do this? The first strategy is super simple. Adjust your plan to fit your day, not the other way around. Just think about it for a second. A day where you're walking for miles sightseeing requires way more energy than a day you spend sitting on a plane, right? So why would you eat the exact same way on both of those days? It just doesn't make sense.
Here are a few really clear examples. If you're out there exploring a new city, burning a ton of calories, it is perfectly fine to eat a little more or shorten that fast. Your body needs the fuel. But on the flip side, if it's a travel day with a lot of sitting around, a lighter meal is probably a smart move. The big takeaway here, if you are genuinely feeling drained, don't force the fast. That completely defeats the purpose of trying to feel good in the first place.
Okay, so what about when you're actually at a restaurant and you have zero control over the menu? This is where having a few smart tactics in your back pocket can make all the difference. Here's a simple 4-step game plan you can use anywhere. First, start with veggies or a salad. That fiber is going to help manage how your body absorbs everything else you eat. Second, make protein the star of the show. It's what's going to keep you feeling full and satisfied. Then, eat your carbs. The bread, the pasta, last. This little trick helps you avoid that big energy spike and the crash that always follows. And finally, just watch your drinks. Sticking with water or tea is a much better bet than sugary sodas.
Now, I really want you to let this one sink in. We get so fixated on hitting 16, 18, or 20 hours, but listen, even a 12-hour fast gives your digestive system a really valuable break. So if you have a late dinner, just aim for a solid 12-hour break before you eat again. That, my friends, is absolutely a win. Because what's the real goal of intermittent fasting anyway? It's not about hitting some magic number on a clock. It's about creating a healthy rhythm, a deliberate pattern of eating and then not eating. That core principle is so much more important than any specific rule, especially when you're away from your normal routine. And all of this really leads to the most important point of all. Healthy habits are supposed to make our lives better, not more restrictive. It's all about learning how to enjoy your life totally guilt-free. Think about it. When you're sharing a meal with friends or family on vacation, that moment is about so much more than just what's on your plate. It's about the connection, the conversation, the memories you're making. You can't let a rigid focus on fasting hours rob you of that joy. So how much guilt should you feel for enjoying a special meal with people you care about? Let's make it real simple. Exactly this much. Zero, zilch, nada. Embrace the moment, enjoy it, and just get back to your regular routine the next day. It's that simple.
Because the real goal here is a life well lived. These healthy habits are just tools to help you get there. They're not a cage to hold you back. The point is to feel good, and that includes the joy that comes from sharing these incredible moments with others.
So, I'll leave you with this one question to think about.
We often think that strict discipline is the secret to long-term success. But what if it's actually flexibility? What if learning how to adapt, bend the rules, and truly enjoy your life is the real key to building habits that actually last a lifetime?